Great, folks, we have a number of people that this question is addressed to. If elected, what will you personally bring to council? What changes would you try to implement? We will start with Anderson. Colleen. So what personally would you bring to council? What changes would you try to implement?
Personally, I would bring a team environment to council, communication with our community, open the communication lines up, get everyone involved, share ideas. Sorry, Pastor, could you ask that?
What changes would you try to implement? What would you bring to council? You brought a team, and what would you try and change?
Community engagement, communication, having everybody, making sure that you're aware of everything that's going on in the community so that your input can be sent to the council so we know what you're thinking and how you're feeling, and we can, solve problems together as opposed to the district just making the decisions and the community living with the decisions that have been made. Thanks.
Thank you. Malcolm McLeod, what would you bring to council? What changes would you try and implement?
Well, not being negative, but there's a few things that I've seen this last 3 years that I think aren't very good. There's a burnt house over in the subdivision, I forget what corner it is, I think it's Larch and Forest Park. That's been there for 2 years. I don't get it. That should be cleaned up and done with. How can we promote our community when we allow things like that to happen? There's other things. There was a $300,000 grant that the previous council applied for, and it was received early in the next term. It's taken 3 years to complete those renovations at the curling club. That there, I don't understand either, but anyway.
Gord Bushel.
Thank you. I would bring 30 years of business experience to Sicamous. My knowledge of Sicamous, being on the water, I would have a lot of input on the water. I know that we have to start looking after our citizens that actually have marine vessels and to get into the water, get their boats in and out of the water. I just, there's lots of things we really want to do to help Sicamous prosper. And one of the things is finish some of our projects that have been outstanding for a long period of time, like finish sidewalks on Main Street. DCCs have been paid years ago when we did developments, and a lot of that DCC money has never been touched, and it's about time we started actually finishing the town and making it a better place to live. Thank you.
Todd Kylo.
I guess for me it would be, I've done a lot of dealings with the district in the past on different businesses and different types of things. And for me, it's always been on this side that I've always had to call the district to the council to figure out where's my DP at, where is this at, where is that. I like to have an open area where the city staff would actually phone that developer or that business person or that and say, hey, how can we help you? What do you need? What do we need to get going? That's what we need to get going here, because I shouldn't be following up in order to spend, Old Town, for example, a multi-million-dollar project. So what I'm saying is that I'd like to see the city staff be more open to people who come up and want to do business in this town, and they help them get there to the finish line. Thank you.
Malcolm McCabe.
Good evening again. What I would bring to council is my experience, 35 years experience as a public servant for the provincial government, and my project management and contract management skill set. I think that could be a good asset to the district of Sicamous in properly managing multi-million-dollar contracts and making sure they're done right before they even become a contract. And what I would like to see in a community is more public engagement with the public. I'm running to represent you. I have to do what you want me to do. That's my job. I bring. I'm retired, so I have the time to apply myself to the community, to be a working counselor. I'm concerned about the lack of support for seniors and a lack of medical support. People have to go to Salmon Arm or Vernon or Kelowna to hospitals and medical appointments. I think that could be fixed quickly. Seniors don't have a sidewalk from here to downtown. That's ridiculous.
Time's up, sir. Jeff Melmus.
Well, I've been to, the question is, what would I bring to council?
And what changes would you try to implement?
Well, I would try to change the attitude of the community, to get them more engaged. And what I would bring to council is all of you. I've been to a lot of council meetings. Jen is a regular. There's not very many people show up at those nobody shows up at those council meetings. If you want to get the community engaged and involved, you people actually have to show up. If you rely on us to make all your decisions, you are eventually going to make you mad.
Lynn Miller.
I would certainly make wait times on projects a lot shorter. When you're doing a project in this community and it takes years, there is something very badly wrong. The rules that came out when the boom hit should die. You cannot ask for those kind of prices that you were asking then and still expect to get them now. The reality is there isn't the money there. And if you don't change that attitude to attract people to come to this community and try to build stuff, what are we going to have by the end of the day? The thing is our seniors, the problems for getting them around town and stuff has got to be changed. They are getting older and older, and we have got the responsibility of helping them. And I'm going to shut up now. Thank you.
And Donna Mouse.
If elected, I will bring the experience that I've had in 26 years of being on several organizations here as a volunteer. I have lots of ideas, as some of you have probably already heard, because I have told everybody. But I will do my best to implement some of those ideas and changes. Thank you.
Janet.
One of the changes I'd like to do is to make sure that all district and council meetings have better times for people, the working public, and everybody to get to the meetings, because 5 o'clock really doesn't cut it for me for district council meetings. And I do have the ability to talk to lots of people with my business, and that I can bring that to council. Thanks. Woo.
All right, this next question will be directed to